Back in 2002, I found a tin of old G.I. Joe 3 3/4 inch figures from my childhood. I had thought that I had sold everything, all of my figures, all my vehicles. I ended up finding a metal case and I opened it up and I found mostly G.I. Joes. There was a couple Transformers, GoBots, and Star Wars figures. The rest of them were long gone. So I started collecting again, and soon I realized that there was a whole bunch of sub teams that I had never even seen before, like Night Force, Tiger Force, Sky Patrol, and Sergeant Slaughter Marauders. And there was many more since I stopped collecting after 1986. So here is my Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders. I do have Sergeant Slaughter. He's on a card. It's a pretty beat up card. I think I only paid like 10, 15 bucks for him a long time ago. And there he is. If we look at the back of the card, you can see that there was 6 Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders. We've got Barbecue, Spirit, Footloose, Lowlight, Sergeant Slaughter himself, and Mutt. And here they all are. And I have one vehicle in the back. There was, I believe, 3 vehicles. This is the only one that I have. So although Sergeant Slaughter Marauders were cool and I had all of them, I felt like Sergeant Slaughter needed more in his team. So I decided to make some more. So just 1 second and I'm going to show you what I've done. So here we go. We've got 8 new figures to add to Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders sub team. These were just old figures. They had paint wear, and a lot of them I had 2 or 3 of back in the early 2000s, and I just decided let's make some sub teams. I also did that with my Night Force. I made some extra figures for that. But you can see we've got lots of different styles. I mix and match some legs and arms and bodies and weapons that I just had laying around, and I think I've got a really cool looking sub team to add to the Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders original team. Let's take a closer look. We've got that paint scheme that we're used to seeing from the Sergeant Slaughter's Marauders, and you can see here that I've used a shiny paint. I didn't really use like a satin paint. I probably would have used a satin paint now if I was to do something like this now. Actually, the brown is a satin paint, but the rest of the paint, the different greens and blues, are a glossy paint. A glossy paint, and you can see here I took the backpack from Gung Ho and painted that black. It's not originally a black one, it's repainted. But this paint is my favorite paint to use. It's really durable, and it is enamel paint. Really durable. You don't have to put any varnish or anything over top of this stuff. This stuff will stay on plastic, no problem. And you really have to play with it hard and drop it to get it to chip off. And this paint looks almost brand new, just like the day I put it on. So there you go. I think the head from this guy is from a toy line called Impact. I had some commenter ask me about those, and that's what he's from. So I used the head. I think I didn't have the figure, and I didn't really take him apart. I had a friend of mine who was also doing customs, and he had the head, and I thought it would make a cool figure, so he gave me the head. This guy's got his helmet. That was a repainted brown repainted helmet. There's him. I don't really have names for these guys. I mean, these guys all have their original names, like Skidmark. And I didn't give them new names or anything like that. This guy now is more of a alpine combat guy. I gave Gung Ho here a hat. I don't know where that hat came from. I can't remember. I think I took it off of another G.I. Joe somewhere. Could be from another toy line. I can't remember. Gave him a rifle. Got a black backpack. Originally it was green. I didn't paint the posts on the back of the backpacks because I didn't want those posts to break my figures back, knowing that these are older. And now they're much older. There's almost 20 years later after I did these. And I thought they were old back then. We've got Dusty here. If you hadn't seen my review of the 6-inch Dusty, here is a Marauders Dusty. The only thing that I wish I hadn't done with this guy is I wish I hadn't have painted the fabric flap, because the paint caused it to be really, it's not a soft goods anymore. It almost feels like plastic. I wish I would have at least maybe dyed the soft goods to make it blue or something, but I was just back into collecting and I was doing all kinds of customs for fun, and that's what I came up with. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching this episode of Toysbackzen. Please like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments your customs that you've done in the past. And if you want to share them, you can email them to me or send me your Instagram so I can look at your customs. I'd love to see them. Thanks for watching. See ya.